Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you been thinking about renting property in Costa Rica? Well, today I'm going to dive into everything you need to know about rental properties in Costa Rica. We're going to look at the most popular areas of the Central Valley to the beaches of Guanacaste, the Central Pacific, the South Pacific, and even the Caribbean coast. So let's explore the options that are available for you. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name is Roger Peterson. I was born here in Costa Rica and have practiced law here for over 25 years. And in this channel, I like to share my experiences for those of you that are interested in Costa Rica. Now, before we get started into the different regions of Costa Rica, let's talk a little bit about how rentals work in Costa Rica. First, long-term rentals are going to be governed by the Costa Rica Tenancy law. This law is going to apply to all lease agreements, either verbal or written, for real estate properties that are intended for residential housing. This law provides rights for the tenant and an established eviction process. Tenant laws here are strong, and once you sign or have a verbal agreement, you're going to have legal protections as a tenant. The typical long-term rental in Costa Rica requires the payment of the first month's rent along with a rental deposit, which is equal to another month. Now, from a tenant perspective, just pay attention to the clause regarding the return of your rental deposit, since this tends to be the most common area of dispute. Now, let's distinguish short-term vacation rentals from what we just discussed about long-term rentals, because short-term vacation rentals are housing for tourism purposes generally located in tourism areas of the country, and these are excluded from the tenancy law. In those cases, the civil law is going to apply, which allows for more expedited evictions. Typical of these are going to be your Airbnb, your VRBO, and other type of short-term rentals in Costa Rica. So you're ready to rent your place in Costa Rica, but you have no idea where to start. You're not alone. In this section, let's look at the best websites, local tips, so you can find your ideal rental. So first up, we have Encuentra 24, which basically translates to Find It 24. And here's the website, as you can see. Real estate in Costa Rica. Now, a little tip here, if you want to, since the site's in Spanish, if you use Google Translate, you can select English here and it will have everything in English for you. So let's go to the rentals. So we select rent category. Let's look for furnished rentals. And for this example, I'm just going to leave it blank here, and then it's going to provide us with all the rentals available in the country. Another tip here is go to map view. And therefore, you're going to be able to see all the listings that show up in the map. As you can see, most of them are here in the Central Valley. A lot of options available for you here in the Central Valley. Here's some of the prices. So this is a great first tool. This is very popular with locals and expats as well. Private landlords and real estate agents all do listings on this platform. Now, on the site, you also have the option to look at the entire country of Costa Rica. So you can click on that, expand the map out. You can see the Central Valley there. As you zoom out, there'll be other listings that start to appear. There you go, like in Guanacaste, for example. So a lot of flexibility with this website. Now, with everything that you do online, of course, you have to be careful for scams. So just pay attention to who you're contacting in this site. Another option for you is to join one of these Facebook groups. So for example, here's one in Spanish, Alquileres Rentals in Costa Rica. And so they have listings here, $670, for example, this listing that they have here. And they have 32,000 members on this one. Of course, they have them on English as well. So here's one that says long-term rentals, 13,000 members. And here's some of the listings they have there, $700 a month in Playa Santa Teresa, for example. So a lot of options for you on these Facebook groups as well to source out long-term rentals in Costa Rica. Now, if you hate hunting on your own, you can contact a real estate agent in Costa Rica. Now, of course, the key is to find one that specializes in rental properties in the specific area of the country where you're looking to rent. Generally, it is the landlord that's going to pay the real estate rental commission and not you as the tenant. To find real estate agents in Costa Rica, there are two real estate associations. The original Costa Rica Chamber of Real Estate, known as the Cámara de Bienes Raíces, which you can see right here on the screen, which has been around since 1974. And you can search for agents right there on their website. Now, the second one originated in Guanacaste, created by U.S. citizens, And this one is called the Costa Rica Global Association of Realtors. And they also have member real estate agents to this association. Of course, many real estate agents are going to advertise online as well. So you can do a Google search for real estate agents specifically in the area where you're looking to rent property in Costa Rica. Now let's dig a little deeper. We're going to explore actual rental listings from different parts of Costa Rica so that you can get a clear picture of what's available and how much you can expect to pay in each of these regions of Costa Rica. So stay tuned. Let's start right here in the Central Valley area, because this is where many people like to settle thanks to cooler climate and access to services. Now, to establish rental prices, I'll be using different sources, but we're going to rely also on Encuentra 24, which I pointed out to you from the beginning. Here's a quick little tip. If you go to the site, it's got a price guide there. You can select that price guide and it's going to select, for example, if we want houses for rent and it's houses, we tell it to calculate. We select the region of the country. So let's say we want it here in San Jose, send, and there it is. It's going to give us the price range for every single district in San Jose and give us the maximum, the average, and the low price for the rentals in that area. So great tip for you guys to kind of get an idea based on the listings found on Encuentra 24 as to the rental prices available. Now, starting in the province of Alajuela, let's start in Atenas, which claims the title of the best climate in the world. And Atenas is a favorite among retirees, which has grown significantly in the last couple of years. So let's take a look at what we have here in Encuentra 24. Here we have one for $1,700. This is a 4-bedroom with 2.5 baths. $1,200 for 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. $1,100 for 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. We can also look at a local realtor, and they have some listings as well, starting at $650, $750, $770, $900. Now we go into the thousands, $1,600, $2,500, and the highest one they have here is $5,000. Now, if we look at the price guide from Encuentra 24 for Atenas, they're telling us that the low would be $1.70 per meter. The average is $6.52 US per meter, and on the high side, they're saying $15 per meter. Next door, we have the city of Grecia with a bit more of a local vibe, plus its proximity to San Jose and the international airport makes it easy to stay connected while enjoying a slower, more relaxed lifestyle. Now, if we look at Encuentra 24 in this section, here we have $1,400 for 3 bedroom, 3 bath, $1,500, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. A little bit higher here, $2,900 for a 4 bedroom, 3 bath, and $1,900, and so forth in Grecia. Now, if we look at other sites, here we have furnished for $1,500. Here's another one for $1,400, $1,000, and another furnished one for $1,300. If we look at yet another site, same, furnished, $1,300. Here's $1,000, furnished, $1,500, furnished, $1,600, furnished, $975 furnished, so a lot of options. If we look at our rental price guide here for Grecia, here it is telling us that it's minimum $6.43 a meter. The average is $7.36 a meter, and the high is $8.89 a meter. Now, of course, all these averages that they're taking here are based on the listings on their site. Next, let's move to the Escazu and Santana area. These are on the western end of San Jose, and they're pretty upscale suburbs of the capital city of San Jose, where you have great hospitals, private schools, restaurants, the foreign embassies, you name it, and you're going to find it in this area. First off, let's take a look at the Escazu area, which you can see on the map right over here. And as you can see also, the prices here tend to be a bit higher in this area. So we have $2,200 for a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. This one goes up to $4,200, 6 bedroom, 5.5 bath, $2,250, $4,200, $2,200, $4,500. So a lot of variety of prices, as you can see, probably from $1,500 all the way up to $5,000-$6,000 in this area, and some even higher. Now, next to Escazu, a little bit further west, we have the city of Santana, which you can see here on the map. And the rentals here are, here you got, for example, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath for $1,550. Here we got 2,000, 1,800, 1,600. Here's one for 800. So, the rentals in this area are all over the place. Again, going anywhere from 1,000 all the way up to $3,000-$4,000 in this area. Now, if we look at our Encuentra 24 price guide for the city of Escazu right here, it's going to tell us that this is the average rents. Here's the $2,000 line right there. So you can see the minimum, the average, and the maximum prices in the districts of Escazu, which are Escazu Center, San Rafael, San Antonio, and there's the average for Escazu. If we look at Santana right here, then we're going to see the average for all the places in Santana. Again, there's 2,000 to give you an idea what's below and what the average is for this area. Now keep in mind that in this system you can tweak your search. So for example, if I'm looking at Santana, but now I want to search for, let's say, furnished rentals. So I'm just going to click furnished rentals. It says that there's 591 in here. So I'm going to click furnished rentals, and now it's going to show me the furnished rentals in the Santana area. If I wanted to add apartments, then just click apartments, and then it's going to add also apartments. So see, it starts adding them up out here on the map. So a lot of different options. So you can tweak the search to whatever your specific needs are. Now let's head north to Guanacaste. This is Costa Rica's sunniest and most sought after coastal region due to the proximity to the international airport in Liberia. Now there are many different beach towns to choose from in this area for you to visit and explore, and a lot of rental options as well. It has also become the playground for the wealthy who fly in on their private jets. Now, while there are some long-term rental options in the beach zones, here's the reality. They're going to be harder to come by. And the reason is because the beach areas are prime real estate for tourism and expats. So for property owners, it just makes more financial sense to rent their homes short-term to vacationers at a much higher nightly rate rather than committing to a single tenant on a long-term lease. Let's start in Playas del Coco and the Playa Hermosa area of Guanacaste, right here on the map. And these are expat-heavy areas, but have solid infrastructure as well as amenities all nearby, including the airport. Now, if we look at Encuentra 24 in this section for Playas del Coco, you're going to see there's not that many offerings. They're showing 8 here, so $1,500, $1,500, $1,400, $2,000 over here. So you can see very limited because of what we spoke before. Most of the rentals you're going to find are vacation rentals. Now, if we look for a long-term rentals in the Hermosa beach area, you're seeing that there's no returns, and we can select here apartments, houses, beach houses, but it's not showing any availability. Now, the other option is to check out some real estate agent websites for rentals. And here, for example, in the Playas del Coco, you have some at $850, $2,200, $3,800, $2,000. And let me see what else we got, 1,800. So you kind of get the idea. So there's different sources that you can look at. There are rentals out there, but as I mentioned, you're gonna have to dig a little deeper in order to find those long-term ones. Now let's head further south to the area of Playa Flamingo and then down towards Tamarindo. This whole area has become a major hub with good schools, supermarkets, nightlife, and social scene. So if that's what you're looking into, that's the area for you. Now, if we look at the rentals for Flamingo on Encuentra 24, we come up with 0, nothing available. If we look at Playa Tamarindo, then we're getting 15 property listings on Encuentra 24, 1,500, 3,000, 5,000, 5,000, 2,300, 3,000. So you get an idea of from Encuentra 24. Now compare that when you look at vacation rentals, for example, like on Airbnb. If we look at Tamarindo for August 1st to the 31st for an entire month for 2 guests, then we have 486 places available, and the prices here are ranging. Here's one for $936, $1,400, $1,800, $2,000. These are all on a monthly basis. So as you can see, a lot more options pop up when you're doing the Airbnb short-term / vacation rental. Okay, let's head further south down to the area of Nosara and Samara. Now, these are what I call wellness towns. By that, I mean, think a little bit about yoga, health, relaxed lifestyle, jungle living, surfing. That's kind of the vibe you're going to get in both of these towns. So if we start with Encuentra 24 here in the Nosara area, and we ask for, again, apartments, houses, beach houses, Nosara, none, no listings. Again, for the same reasons we talked about before. So now we switch over to Airbnb, for example, and we ask for places in Nosara for 1 month, and now we come up with 590 places. So here's some property listings. Monthly prices here are 1,200, 2,200, 1,000, 1,500. So this is the way to check and see if with the monthly rentals available in the Nosara area would be to verify them with Airbnb. If you're looking for long-term, go on a Facebook group or contact a local agent to see what kind of long-term listings they have. Now, if you want to head a little further south from Nosara, you can travel down to the Samara area. This area is a little bit more quieter and probably a little bit less expensive than Nosara is. Same situation here on Encuentra 24. We do a search for properties in Samara for rent, and we're not getting any returns. So in this area, your best option is going to be to look at real estate agent sites, look at property management companies such as this that have properties under management, go into Facebook groups for Samara Rentals, and then see what they're posting on there as far as long-term rentals as well. And of course, look at Airbnb and see what they've got. Here's some rentals for 1,000, 1,500, 1,000. So plenty of options again for vacation rentals. Next, let's move down the coast to the southern coast of Costa Rica, basically starting from the town of Jaco in the Central Pacific as we move down south past Quepos. Then we've got Uvita and the Ojochal area. All this area is a beautiful part of Costa Rica, very green, very luscious, and a lot of it different lifestyles available for you. So let's break it down as far as rentals available. On the Central Pacific coast, you're going to find Jaco, which is a very popular destination due to its proximity to San Jose. Many high-rise buildings and rental options available for you in Jaco. You should be able to find a rental here from US $1,000 and up. And here we are on Encuentra 24, and we have options 2,200, 1,300, 1,650, 1,300. So several options available for you in Jaco. Again, you have options to look on Facebook for Jaco long-term rentals such as this, and there's several listings here for $600, $1,300. So people are listing them on this Facebook page as well. Of course, you can check out real estate agents in the area as well as property management companies and back them up with search on Airbnb, and that's going to give you a pretty good reference of comparison of prices for rentals in this area. As we head further south from Jaco, we're going to hit Dominical, then we're going to hit Uvita with the famous whale tail right there, and then we go further down, Bahia Ballena and the town of Ojochal. In this area, you're going to find properties that are tucked away in the hills right off the main coastal highway. Uvita and Bahia Ballena are two very popular beach areas. Now, once you get to Ojochal, you're going to find that it is a culinary gem. Many French expats settled in the area and set up restaurants and grocery stores, supermarkets, so a lot of things to do and places to visit in Ojochal. In this area as well, you'll be able to find rentals starting at $1,000 and up. And again, you can search Facebook group. Here's one for Dominical Rentals, and I see one here for $1,500, another one for $2,000. If we compare with Airbnb, as you can see here, plenty of listings in Uvita, some down here in Ojochal. Prices $1,300 a month, $1,420, $2,600, $1,100. So plenty of options in this area as well. If you want to go out down here and test the area, I tell people always to go down, spend some time in the area to see if that area is going to be the right fit for you, because Costa Rica is very different in all the parts of the country. Now, speaking of different, let's switch gears here and take a look at the Caribbean side of Costa Rica. Now, the two main destinations here are going to be Cahuita and Puerto Viejo. Now, I've had the opportunity of spending some time in this area of Costa Rica, and I can tell you that the Gandauca Manzanillo National Park is certainly worth the visit. So we can do a quick search here for the area near Puerto Viejo, and we see several options right around here. We're doing this, of course, through Airbnb, and you've got prices here from, what's this, $1,000, another $1,000, $1,200, $800. So a lot of options available here, I would say between $800 to $1,500 and up in this area of the Caribbean coast. And the same for the area of Cahuita. Now Cahuita, the main attraction is that it's very close right here to Parque Nacional de Cahuita. So plenty of options here as well for monthly rentals. And again, if we go down to Puerto Viejo, we have Puerto Punta Uva, Manzanillo, and there's the National Park Andoca Manzanillo, which is just a fabulous place to visit. So as you can see, Costa Rica has a lot of rental options for you in many different beautiful places of the country. We just touched on just a few of them. You can certainly dig deeper on your own for other areas of Costa Rica that might be appealing for you. Let me wrap up here with just a few tips for you about renting. So first, be sure you're dealing with the property owner or an authorized agent. Don't wire any money without a signed lease or a rental agreement. Review the rental deposit return procedure carefully to ensure you're getting your deposit back. Ask what's included, especially internet and utilities. And also check how seasonality is going to affect your price, because a lot of the examples we saw were during the rainy season, and rents may spike during the high season, which is December to April. So which area of Costa Rica do you like? Drop us a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe so we can continue to bring you more content. As always, thank you for watching and see you again here on the next video.